weird because every night you've got to go out and you've got to put on a show, whether you're playing to 2 people or 1,000 people. Hiya, I'm Scott. I play guitar in Life Sentence. We met all through school, really. The original lineup was myself, Jack, the drummer, Dan was just a bass player at the time, and our other guitarist called Ben, and we all met through school through our original frontman. We used to have a midget man called Billy, and he used to sing, and then it all went a bit wrong, and he left, and we decided to do it as a 4-piece. Liam is our guitarist. Liam is a really quiet character, but he's one of these people that when he's got something to say, it's usually pretty hilarious. I'd describe our music as simply melodic metal. The music is really quite harsh, it's a bit hectic, but then the vocals are quite melodic. My biggest influence comes from sort of like late 80s rock and metal, sort of from Bon Jovi to Metallica and stuff. Mainly a lot of Metallica. When I started playing guitar, all I did was sit and learn Metallica songs all day. So that would probably be my main influence. Dan, our frontman, he grew up on like pop punk, on stuff like Blink-182 and Homegrown and stuff like that. Jack, our drummer, is into absolutely everything. He grew up on well, on everything like 80s cheese to like Frank Sinatra, onto sort of like heavy metal. He grew up on like Led Zeppelin and stuff, and I suppose he's got a really wide taste in music. Liam, our other guitarist, our newest member as well, he's always just been like extreme thrash metal ever since he was a kid, because of his dad was in a band as well, and they played a lot of metal music, so he doesn't really know anything else other than metal. So we all take like quite a guitar-based influence. My biggest achievement with our band would probably be producing our album. Last summer I engineered, produced it, mixed and mastered the whole thing, which was a massive thing for me because I never really achieved anything like that before. In my opinion, our band's biggest achievement was having that album pressed and then put in stores like HMV and stuff. I find it more satisfying playing to a big crowd, because the more you put into a performance and the more you give to the crowd, then the more you get back. Kids that are well into like the alternative scene, and kids that are well into metal seem to really like what we do, and a lot of the time they'll express they'll express themselves in ways of like mosh pits and stuff, and I suppose you can say that's a form of feedback. if you look out and there's like a huge pit going on in the middle of one of your concerts, then you know that the crowd are having a pretty good time. But every now and then we get booked to play in like pubs or something, or a little club, and there'll be like kids with parents and stuff there, and you'll be and the not older generation, the more experienced generation don't really get us, so they don't really like us too much, and say that we make the devil's music and stuff. It's quite good. The best part of being in a band is the people around you. As much as making the music's really good and performing live is really good, I think the most enjoyable part of it is being able to go out every night knowing that you're going to be like part of a unit with like your 3 best friends around you, and knowing that there's nothing else. Like for like your half an hour set, you go out and you know there's nothing else that matters in the world apart from you being there and having a good laugh with your mates. So.
I will comfort you.
Dan made some girl at this festival drink a pint of his piss, which wasn't pleasant, quite amusing. She did it as well. She was a bit drunk, and she was like, "Oh yeah, can you look after my drink?" And she gave us this pint glass. I had like just under a quarter of a pint left in it. Just look after this. I'm just gonna go to the toilet. I'll be back in a sec. You alright? And she was off her face on something or other, and Dan decided to piss and fill up this pint glass with this piss in this pint glass. She come back and gave this drink back to her. She goes, "Oh, I swear that it was I only had a quarter left of it." He goes, No, you gave us a full pint. And she was like, "Oh," so it's like, "We'll do it, down it." She goes, "Oh, what would I get him? What would I get?" I said, "Well, we'll give you 2-3 quid if you down this pint." So all right. So she's downed a pint of Dan's piss, which is a bit wrong. Turns out though, she hated us obviously for a couple of months, and now she turns up to gigs every now and then, and she quite likes our band now, which is quite weird. To give up a lot of your time for your band. But at the same time, you know you've got to do it. Tour for 12 days through May and June, from the 22nd of May to the 2nd of June. You can check us out online at www.lifesentence.co.uk or MySpace/lifesentence. Music means everything to me.